This is how you solve your problems in your life. If you have a problem, you do not solve it by talking about it, by thinking about it, by focusing upon it, or by discussing it with anybody, or by complaining about it. You take your attention away from the problem, and instead this is what you do. This problem is occurring due to some energetic momentum of yours. So usually this is negative energetic momentum that results in some sort of blockage or problem or inconvenience in our life, or something we see as a problem, right? But universally, everything is neutral, so nothing is really a problem. It's just a result. It's just a reaction of some action. So this is what you want to do instead of focusing upon it and thinking about all the different ways to solve it. Of course, yes, strategize, but only strategize from a place of alignment. Only strategize from a place of optimism, from a place of feeling as though the problem can be solved. Because when we strategize or ruminate from a place of thinking that the problem is insurmountable, that it's bigger than us, then we come from the angle of inability. We come from an angle of pessimism. We come from an angle of thinking that it cannot be solved. So you only want to get into alignment. That is your only job. Then any strategizing you do, or even any distracting that you do, distracting your mind from the issue, it's going to be successful, right? So first you want to focus on getting into alignment. When you get into alignment and when your mood lifts, then often enough, either the solution comes into your mind, or someone else solves the problem for you, or the problem gets resolved on its own. I'm giving you just 3 different ways that the problem can get taken care of, but in actuality, there are millions. There's an infinite amount of ways that the problem can be solved. There are an infinite amount of solutions. Infinite, meaning that there's no numerical value for the number of solutions possible to any problem. Actually, problem and solution are not identified universally, right? We've discussed this. Everything is neutral. Everything is just responding to your mood, to your frequency. So when you change your frequency, when you up-level your frequency, the events in your life kind of get taken care of on their own to match that new frequency. So you'll notice that problems either disappear, or again, someone else takes care of it, or you find the solution, or you find 5 solutions, right? And these 5 solutions could have not come to you if you were not in that space of alignment first. You could sit there strategizing and thinking and wondering how to solve the problem, and wondering what you need to do, and trying to, really evade even the problem and this and that. But if you're not from a frequency of alignment, if you're not coming from a frequency of alignment, and if you're instead coming from the same frequency that even created the problem in the first place, then you might even create another problem, right? And we don't want that. So the first thing you need to do is get into alignment. Get into a state of inner energetic harmony and alignment with self. So what does this mean? How do we do this? We can do this in a number of ways. There are many ways to get into alignment: meditation, music, listening to things that inspire you, motivation, right? Things that make you feel good. What makes you feel good? It could be anything. It could even be eating a pastry or something, right? Like, these things, they uplift our mood. They get us into a state of alignment. If you want to get into a state of alignment without any external involvement, you could do that as well, via accessing a meditative state through transcendental meditation. So through transcendental meditation, you'll actually be able to access a state of equanimity, peace, and solace, which is only found when we sit with our Creator. And then the problems, plural, in our life get resolved in this way. Actually, through meditation and prayer, we resolve our karma over time. We can actually change our karma over time. We can heal it, which is really interesting to think about, because somebody who may have had to go through some really intense difficulties in their life maybe does not need to anymore, because they have gone to their Creator, they have rectified and resolved their karma, they have learned their lessons, right? So when God gives you instruction, you take action. When God gives you vibration of love, you stay there and you roll with it, and you keep vibrating high, and you take action while being in that high vibrational state, that alignment state, right? And then your life becomes blessed, beautiful, This channel is a result of following divine instruction. This channel is a result of me saying yes to my purpose. Even the things that may not look as glamorous is a result of me saying yes to my purpose, just personally. So things that may not look as glamorous, like dedicating long hours to studying or learning new information or meditating, right? Or things people don't see behind the scenes as well that we do, like eating cleanly, living a very strict lifestyle. These things, they add up, and they make you who you are. They make you who you are, and who you are cannot be taken from you. Who you are is reflected in your surroundings, in your environment, in your life, and God knows who you are. God knows what you've been through. God has seen what you've been through, and He does reward you when you go to Him as your parent and you ask for help and you ask for forgiveness of any part you've played in your action that may have gotten you here. And God takes it into account that you are seeking Him, and He will mercifully aid you, guide you, and navigate you out of any difficulty or problem in life. So again, this is not about religion. This is about your personal connection to God, however you do it. It could even be nature. Nature is God. Everything is God. Everything is God. It's about gratitude. It's about, I'm so grateful for this pastry that I'm eating, things like that. It's very simple. But, the journey there is quite complicated because it requires presence to really live with God and walk with God all the time. And a lot of people, myself included, cannot be present sometimes because of all the stimuli that is like coming towards us, right? I'm a work in progress completely. But yeah, so it's just really, really amazing when you understand that you don't have to solve all of your problems on your own. Like, actually, there is a higher intelligence, there's a higher force that is sustaining your life that wants you to be happy and free. Like, literally. Like, it wants you to be happy and free. Right? This energy, when I say it, this energy, God's energy, wants you to be happy and free and to experience the best things in life, the best friendship, the best love, the best relationships, And as a society, which society flows through us, if we look at the world collectively, the hive mentality is quite negative. A lot of people are judging other people, and you hop on social media, like someone's doing something cool and the comments are filled with hate. Because people give what they have inside. Keep that in mind. Anything you see someone produce, they have it within them. So never ever blame or judge anybody else for speaking negatively or hurting you even. That's just what they have inside. And that's their level. So everyone's on a different level spiritually. Everyone's on a different path. In fact, I wouldn't even say level. We could say level, but it's not level the way human beings think about it, because human beings think in terms of hierarchy, but we've been alive forever. Energy is never created nor destroyed. We have had many, many, many lives. So, we are all really on our own path. And to God, there is no level. It's only you and God. Do you understand? So, no one is more spiritually evolved than anybody else. Like, people just have different paths. It's just different, This whole hierarchy thing is a result of human mind and human consciousness that is limited. That's why human consciousness should seek God consciousness, because God consciousness is not limited. Human consciousness is limited. So we seek God consciousness, and we seek to stay there, because God consciousness is unlimited, and God consciousness has the understanding of miracles, which we don't have. We're limited. Our minds, we cannot conceive certain things. We're even limited by our 5 senses, 6 senses, including the mind, which is either our best friend or worst enemy, depending on how we choose to feed it, what inputs we choose to give it. That is why I never blame anybody else for how they act or how they treat you. It's not a reflection of you. It's always a reflection of them. And any parts you played in the situation, you go to your Creator and you ask for forgiveness. And He will tell you what to do and how to act in the situation and how to be. And always forgive people within your own heart. And if you need to ask for forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. But first ask for forgiveness from God, then from people. Do you understand? And so yes, there is a creator that is always sustaining your life, that wants the best for you, and that will solve your problems as if by magic. In fact, I've had problems not only be solved, but never happen again, and also like 10 new things would like pop up in its place, like 10 better like gifts basically would like pop up in the place of a problem. Like, God is crazy. God is actually, like, again, we cannot conceive God. We can spend our entire lives trying to conceive God, which is what I have dedicated my life to doing. And I've only been able to see a little bit of him and his energy, and his energy is just so loving. It's so different from this world. Like, this world is not it needs God, really, swear to God. Like, this world really needs pure love. Like, people need to know that they are loved. People need to know what love is. People need to know his energy. And so when you tap into his energy and you be a beacon, I have my pet here, sorry. When you be a beacon for his love, then he gets a chance to use you as a vessel to shine his light. And when you could be used as God's vessel, like, that is the best gift, really. I have my pet here, sorry. That is the best gift, because we realize that, like, we are not in control of anything. All we are in control of is keeping our mind positive and faith-centered, centered upon him and his energy. And then, yes, all problems get solved for us. Like, money comes our way, like, health comes our way, like, we stay youthful, we stay buoyant, we stay happy, you know. People want these things. They want happiness, joy, they want beauty, right? But what society, I guess, or the world, global society, fails to understand is that these things happen from within. Whenever there's an inner shift towards love, towards embodying love, towards a higher expansion, higher consciousness expansion, then what happens is we actually merge, you know, the outer merges with the inner. So the inner transforms the outer body as well, the outer vessel. So we end up preserving youth, we end up preserving health, we end up preserving wealth, we end up preserving our gifts, we end up even preserving or even creating time. We can create more time for ourselves in our lives, more relaxation, more abundance for ourselves in our lives. We are the creator of what we experience, right? So shift your inner energy, shift your vibration, and you'll see how everything around you mirrors that. From the locations you travel to the people that you meet and interact with and get to share love with, which is the point of life. Sharing God's love is the point of life. And to, you know, having a physical appearance that you can accept, all of these things are a result of merging with God and keeping that energy, having that energy, embodying that high energy, that high frequency of love. It's kind of like the sun. If you want to know more of what I'm talking about, just look at the sun. You can't even look directly at it, right? Imagine God's effulgence. Imagine who created this. So yes. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you very much. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more. Thank you so much for watching. I have all of my resources down below, including my school community, for your consumption. I love you very much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.